Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm Bob Pace, your host, and I want to welcome everybody that comes in here because this is a place I'm going to help you with the questions or your concerns or anything dealing with your child protection system. That's what I call CPS, the Child Protection System. And I'm trying to do it a little bit different so it's not so repetitious. And so I am going to talk about a lot of things. I am incorporating some life skills that should help you. We've been talking about how to get legal insurance to help you fight your cases. One of the biggest problems that a lot of you express is, how do I get an attorney if I can't afford one? Well, just like medical insurance or household insurance or renter's insurance or car insurance, there's something that's called legal insurance. Now, I don't mean legal like Zoom legal help. I don't mean elementary legal help. I mean to pay for a full-blown attorney. And there are outfits that do that. For instance, when your children's caught in a DIU or drunk and intoxicated, caused accident, you're going to need an attorney. Well, there are insurances that cover this. So what you need to do is you need to find out how you can get a premium. Some of them are talking about $365 a year. That's $1 per day. And they will cover a certain number of attorney hours for that legal matter. The plan offers reduced benefits from many others, but you need to go look at them. And I have one of them called the ARAG. And that outfit could possibly help you. There's another one here that I came across called the Benzinga, Benzinga. They offer legal insurance for attorneys. You need to shop around and you need to find out if CPS is covered. If you have a family case, you may go through adoptions or you may go through some other things in there. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you get the right insurance, because you need to have a real attorney. You need an attorney that is licensed, as professionally trained in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Those three areas are very, very, very important. They're very, very important. And so you need to find that kind of insurance so you can fight them, because the public defender that you get in court, that CPS wants you to use, wants your children to use, and your spouse to use, is not going to help you. They work for CPS, they're paid by CPS, and they're not going to help defend your case. So it's very important that you're able to get the right attorney to do your case. Now, we have Vincent Davis, who I work for, who was my attorney during my case. And with that being said, I had to sell my forever home. I had taken 45 years to save up and buy my home. I had previously owned 3 other homes before that. And I kept going up and up in price to the homes. My first home was a little California bungalow. And I had that for, I want to say 10 years. And then I bought my next home, which was a private home in a private gated community close to the beach. Oh, before I bought that home, I bought my retirement home in Kauai. It was on a golf course. So I built up equity is what I did, but unfortunately, I lost a lot of that. I lost that home in Kauai. And that was unfortunate. I've had a lot of tragedies in my life. It seems like my life has really gotten worse because CPS can ruin you. They've ruined me. They've cost me jobs. They've cost my family. They've stolen my children. They've alienated my family. I've been through a horrible mess. That's why I'm on here, is make sure you don't do the same mistakes that I make. You don't do the same mistakes that I make. Now, this particular live stream is on twice a day, every day of the week. That's 14 live streams a week. And it goes week after week. I started in October 2023, and I've been going for 21 months nonstop. I have not taken a day off. Now, my times may vary, but right now, my typical times are Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., and on the weekend, it's 8 a.m. Then every night of the week, every night of the whole week, including the weekends, at 7 p.m. Now, those times are given what is called Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the west coast of California. If you're on the east coast of the United States, you're 3 hours ahead of me. So when I give those times, you have to add 3 to it. If you're over in England, you got to add 8 hours to those times. And if you're over in Europe, Africa, or South Africa, it's 9 hours you have to add to that. The Middle East is more hours and so forth. So if you go the other direction, Australia and the Philippines are the next day 5 hours behind me. So that even gets more confusing. But anyway, make sure that you know that the time I'm given is Pacific Standard Time. Now, this live stream is created for you, meaning you can interact in this live stream. You can text me a message. That's what you need to do. Text me a message. And when I say country, I am talking to over 23 countries. I talked to Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, then Saudi Arabia, and then Libya, and then over to Africa. I talked to Liberia, Sudan, a Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and South Africa, the provinces there. And then up to Europe, it's United Kingdom, England, Scotland, and Wales. Then also talked to Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, I talked to Canada and its provinces. Then the United States, all 50 states, including Washington, D.C. Then south of the border, Mexico. Then further south, north of Brazil and South America, on the East Coast is Grenada. I've talked to Grenada. Then traveling on to the South Pacific, it's been New Zealand, and then the land down under, Australia. So that's 22 countries. The U.S. is 23. So we've had a lot of people with CPS matters. The CPS may have different names in every county, in every state, in every country. So I make it simple. It's called the Child Protection System. And that's all you have to hear is CPS, and you know what I'm talking about. If someone says DCS, that's Department of Children's Services. Or someone says the cabinet, again, that's CPS. So we'll keep that going in there like that. But, knowing about CPS has been hard because you weren't trained in school. I figured that life skills should happen every year you're in school. 1 hour a day, 5 hours a week should be devoted to life skills. That's where someone can talk about bullying. That's usually prevalent in the younger ages. There is also the when you get older, there's the dating, the courtship, friendship, there's drugs, there's alcohol and smoking. There's a lot of life skills you can talk about. You can talk about insurance, talk about taxes or marriage or divorce or CPS. And it should go on through middle school. I mean, you can start off in what's called preschool, then pre-K, kindergarten, elementary school, then middle school, and then high school and college. And even if you're going to master's program, you should always take an hour every day of your life in education should be devoted to that. Also, every hour of every day should be devoted to some type of physical exercise. If you play a sport, you have to be in shape to play that sport. If you don't play a sport, that's okay. But I think an hour every day should be devoted to a physical exercise. The weekends can be your recreation time, times to go camping or fishing or surfing or sailing, things like that. But I think if you spend an hour every day in physical education and an hour every day in life skills, then the remainder of the time is built upon, your reading, your writing, and your arithmetic skills, along with science and engineering. And then other classes that are fun, drafting, woodworking, metalworking, things that can help you in life. See you around. I was fortunate to not, I mean, I was fortunate to partake in a lot of that. I played sports all through my life. I've been an athlete. I played football and rugby. I played baseball and soccer. And of course, surf. I've been surfing since 1956 at a place called Guam. There's no surfers there. I was the first guy to paddle out there in Guam in 1956. In Hawaii, I learned it. I did not actually learn it. I was introduced at Queens on Oahu on the South Shore. So surfing's always been a part of my life. And I have a saying that if I don't get my gills wet every day, then I'll dry up because I need to get in the water. Water is a very good time for me. I have a thing called the Dawn Patrol where I go out at 4 o'clock in the morning. I used to see my dad at work before he went to work at 4 a.m. because that was the only time I saw him. He was a military man, and he went to work at 6 a.m. in the morning. That's when he's in port. He's in port. Now, hopefully you all are hearing me. I've been told someone called in at the end of my show today, this morning, named Diane. And she said, we can't hear you a lot of times. I know my old computer is really bad. I'm trying to get a new one, but it takes money. And I've saved it, but apparently I'm not getting paid. So it's really hard on me. It's really, really, really hard. Oh, brother. Okay, we got someone that just text me a message on my Vonage software here. 2 of them. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, this is a message from Diane from Illinois. She said, it was nice to talk to you today. The show was always very informative, as always. Okay. I heard a message from 2 people. That was great. That was great. Um, anyway, um, we're talking a little bit about life skills and how important it is there. Now, besides texting me a message, you can be a guest on my show. Again, I don't need to read that. I think you all can read it too. That tells you how to be a guest. Now, you'll get a link from my show producer, Grace, and it's a link to what's called StreamYard. That's the software application I use, and it broadcasts on YouTube. And things, she'll tell you certain rules too, like no smoking or eating on the show, no profanity, and we do not use the names of children, social workers, or judges. And that's pretty much about it. She will help you with your camera and your video, but that's another way to be on their show. Now, you just pick one of my shows. I want to be on Bob's Sunday night show, or Bob's Friday morning show, or Bob Wednesday night show, or Monday morning. You just pick one of the 14 shows 7 days a week, and you send it to her, and she'll send you the link. If you get knocked off, repost the link again. It goes in your browser. Now, another way to interact is to call in. There's my number, 626-698-0990. That means you can talk to me live on my phone. That's my office number. Now, I'm available to talk to if you're interested in hiring Mr. Davis from the hours of 8 in the morning to 10 o'clock and from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And that's Monday through Friday. And I love to hear from you. During my show times, you can call and talk to me on the show and ask questions. One thing nice about calling in or being a guest is that you get a free 15-minute session with Mr. Davis. Now, right now, he charges, was it $15 for a 15-minute call, I think it is, if you want to do it that way. Let me read what it says here. He charges $5 to support the channel, $10 for a chance for a private text from attorney. So if you want text, it's $10. $15 a chance for a private call from attorney Vincent Davis. So he'll call you for $15. And $25 to be a guest on a 30-minute live stream show with Vincent Davis. With me, it's free. I don't charge anything. Plus, if you on my show as a guest or call in, you get a free 15-minute private consultation with Mr. Davis. Now, a couple other things too, if you want longer time, for $60, there's a 30-minute private Zoom consultation with attorney Vincent Davis. And that is where you go to the website at canley.com. You book it, you use your card, and you can have 30 minutes for $60. Hello, good evening, Cruella Trick. That is Felicia. She's from Oxnard, California, and Ventura County, and I want to welcome her. She's a very young mother that has two babies that are in care of her dad, who won't give them back to her. Her brother is trying to oust her out of the home their mother owns because she is a caregiver for her mother. Her mother isn't doing too well. And meanwhile, her mother's missing. She hasn't seen her mother in months. And she hasn't seen her babies in months. And the whole family is turned against her, which is a shame. Because a mother needs to be with her children. Children need to be with. Anytime that parents are taken from children, they have to recognize the best parents to raise children are the biological parents. Studies have shown time and time again the biological parents are the important parents. So I'm welcome here, Cruella. She's been working with Christina Reynosa from Las Vegas, Nevada. And Christina Reynosa has helped her with some grievances and helped her with, they're trying to evict her. And she's able to stop the eviction, but it's always an uphill battle with her because her brother has turned into be a nightmare. That's the trouble with family members. Okay, good. You got a statement, a declaration to provide for attorney who may offer me a consideration to represent me. Well, I hope so. I know Cruella doesn't have much money. I know you have solid evidence. You're right. You're right, Cruella. You're right. Okay, she's like family. There's a lot of people that come in here. There's Dorothy Cook from North Carolina, Christina Reynosa from Las Vegas, Nevada. There's Betty Cook from Montana and Bartley from Montana. I have two people from Montana. And then I have Kay from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I have lots of regular people in here. Eric from LA, California. And I had Aaron the other day from Tennessee. And there's Faye Manley, a very loving person from Kentucky, Richmond, Kentucky. There's KK Richardson from Brooklyn, New York. There's a horrible case. The family's turned up against her. Her own children don't want anything to do with her. She does a live stream like I do on Monday nights. It's at 8 o'clock, and it's 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It is very much appropriated to reach out. But before you start sending blindly to attorneys, you need to find out, are these attorneys trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law? If they're not trained, you're wasting your time because criminal attorneys can't help you. I understand your picture of your situation. That's a good resource that you're trying to do, Cruella. I'm so glad you're thinking of that. Now, there's other resources that can help you. There's a grandparent guide that you can get from a website called the Standout Store. That grandparent's guide is a step-by-step for adopting your grandchildren. And so the Standout Store has lots of things in there. Besides the grandparent guide, it can have all kinds of things. It has packages that Vincent Davis is offering. It has other guides and so forth. So that's a good website to write down. That's a good website. Now, the main website is Vincent's website, Vincent W. Davis. That's where you'll find all about him and his other attorneys. He covers all aspects of law, criminal law, real estate law, immigration law, workmanplace law, etc. He has all that. So I'm going to put my phone number back up and I'll leave it on there, and hopefully someone will call. Remember, you get a free 15-minute private Zoom conference call from Vincent Davis. Now, Cruella further says, also, Attorney Davis mentions in his videos to call the office for help with retrieving case file records. There is the number, 888-888-6582. That's the law office of Vincent W. Davis. You reach reception, tell the ladies that Bob Pace sent you. And if you speak to Mr. Davis, always tell him that Bob Pace sent you. It's important he knows that I mentioned his name to him and stuff like that. So call the office at 888-888-6582, Cruella. Now, Cruella says, but I don't know how to inquire about what that would cost. Well, here's the thing is, if you call, it's the clerk has the records. Every place is different, but they have things called indigenous. If you're indigenous, meaning that you're, well, wait a second, I'm saying the wrong word. I get confused with indigenous and indigenous. Native tribes are called. Hold on. Okay, indigenous are your Native American Indians, Native Alaska Indians, the First Nation in Canada, the Inuit. Those are all indigenous Americans. But to be poor is called indigenate, I think. Being destitute is a word. Being strapped for cash. A poor person is someone who lives in poverty. These are people who are working multiple jobs to get by, struggle to put food on the table for their families, and facing financial harm all day long, every single day. Being poor is not the same thing as being broke. When we talk about being broke, we often talk about being unable to afford specific things or not have enough money to do fun stuff. Once we've done the important stuff like paying the bills, or rent, putting gas in the car, or snagging school supplies. We're too broke to go out because we're waiting on a paycheck. We're too broke to go on a trip because we're not getting enough paid to pack up and go. We're too broke to order pizza. We're too broke to hail a cab. We're too broke to buy uh, a latte. A poor person can be broke, but often people who call themselves broke aren't poor. That doesn't mean being broke isn't hard, because it is. The struggle serious is real. Being too broke to get drinks with your coworkers suck. And being too broke to go to the concert you're excited to check out is the worst. But the ideas of being broke is much different than the images living in poverty, and with good reason. You want to know if you're poor, just broke? Is your hardship temporary? Is there a way out? For folks in midst of poverty, there often is no way out of the struggle. For most part, their hardship are part of the way of their life. I noticed growing up that people were quick to throw ideas at poverty that aren't real or possible. It's effort to minimize how hard poor really was. Indigenous is being poor. That's another word for it. And I am trying to find that so I don't get confused with indigenous, which are the Indian tribe. Indigenous. Indigenous is a needy person. It's also a symbol of that if you're poor. It's a state of extreme financial hardship, what indigenous means, transcending the conventional boundaries. So, what you need to do, Cruella, is you need to tell the court that you're indigenous. You have a financial hardship. There you go, indigenous. Now, indigenous is the Native American Indian. So I didn't want to get confused with indigenous or, and that is INDIG, which you got there. And it's, wow, GENT. GENT. You got A in there. GENT. So take out the N and the A. There you go. Indigenous. There you go, Cruella. Okay. You tell them that you're indigenous and you fill out a financial report. They ask you for how much your rent is, what your income is, and your other expenses. Then they'll give you the reports, the copies of the reports for free. I know because at the time of my case, I was indigenous and I could not afford all the copies. So I told them that, and they went ahead, had me fill out the paperwork, and they gave me copies. My pile of CPS paperwork was 4 feet high. Was 4 feet high. And I wish I put them into notebooks. You know, my rule number 2 is documentation. I wasn't very good with documentation. But this is great. Cruella, you get to talk a lot now because we don't have too many people in here tonight. But I do want to talk off topic. You know, I want to help you guys with lots of things in mind. That's why I mentioned about shopping for legal insurance. You got to find legal insurance. But you got to be careful with the insurance you get. You got to make sure they'll handle a case. You might want to say, well, we insurance pay, 40 hours of lawyer fees at $500 an hour. Lawyer fees go up and down. So there is insurance called legal insurance. Okay. So what else you got for me, Krilla? Did you want to call in and talk tonight? My phone number's up. Does anybody want to call in and talk tonight? Maybe I can answer a question or a concern. I will call it the office. Okay. But I'm not at the office, Cruella. You call me at 626-698-0990. It's okay if you call again, Cruella. I like to have people participate on the podcast. I ran into my grandma at the gas station. I'm so glad. My dad's mom, the grandmother who helps care for my babies, she lives with my dad. Yeah, I understand that you ran into your grandma, who I guess your dad's living with his mother and they're taking care of the babies. But Corella, can you call in? Don't call at the office. I'm not there. The 888-888-6582 is the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. Neither Vincent or myself are at that number at the moment. Hello, Sherry Boyd. And what part of the world are you from, Sherry? I'd love to hear more about you and how I can help you with your CPS matter. With your CPS matter. Okay, Cheryl, what my live stream is about, it's about helping people that get caught up in the child protection system. It's a government entity that's found in every county in every state and worldwide. And it's supposed to protect our children from neglect and abuse. But a lot of the counties have gone rogue, meaning that they found a way of making lots of money. It's $1 trillion business. So they came knocking at your door, they bust their way in, they take your child who isn't in danger, and then they force them to be adopted in foster care. They get money from the state who gets in turn from the federal government. But what my show is all about is to help everybody. Like Krilla has been in my show for over a year. She gained support here encouragement. I try to give her help of what to do and not to do. There are 5 rules that I've come up with. 1, you need to get an attorney. 2, documentation. 3, do not talk to social workers, police, or let them in your home. 4 is the correct way to how to search on the internet about CPS. And 5 is make copies of your documents. So it's interactive, meaning that you can text me a message like you're doing, Cheryl, but I don't know where you're from because I like to know where everybody's from. Let me put up thing is, or you can call me. And I'd love to have you call. Now, to text me a message, I ask you to give your first name, your city or your county, your state, and your country. And then to talk about your case from beginning to where you're at on the first time. So that's what I normally ask there. But I have my number up there so that people can call in. Now, I have about 10 minutes left before my show will end. I have about 10 minutes left before my show will end. So I want to help you, Sherry. So if you're involved with CPS, they've taken your child or about to take your child or served you a warrant or whatever the case may be, I'm here to help you. I'm here to define who's CPS, what you need to do to protect yourself from my experiences. I also talk about other life skills because there's more to life than, working a job. You have to know how to balance your checkbook or how to, about drugs and about marriage and dating and all kinds of life skills. There's life skills all the time. And one of them is CPS, how to deal with CPS, how to navigate through their complex system. Who is CPS? What do they do? What is an ICWA, Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978, deals with American Indians? There's lots of things we can talk about. So I'm here to help you. All you have to do is text me a question or call in or be a guest on my show. You can be a guest on my show. To be a guest on my show, all you do is that you contact my show producer, Grace, at vincentwdavis.com, and she'll gladly put you on the show. And you can talk about your guest that way. You can talk about that way. So anyway, my number's back up, and I just heard maybe someone is trying to talk to me. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's up to what you guys want to make of the show. Now, are you not hearing me, Cheryl Boyd? I just said what it was. You're repeating it with a question mark. I don't know why you repeat it. Are you not hearing me, Cheryl Boyd? Now, I have a little bit of time left. It's 7:59. At 8 o'clock, as my show is over. But if there's a question you have, I'm here to help you. I offer free advice to help you. If you want to support the channel, these are options. Donations can come with thank you perks. So it's not required to give any money here. And I can offer you a chance to talk to Mr. Davis, my attorney, for free for 15 minutes. Or if you want to talk to him, that's a private Zoom conference call. So, oh, you had to leave for a minute. Okay. Well, first of all, the child protection system I call CPS is called a system, a child protection system. But a lot of places it's called the Child Protection Services or the Department of Children and Family Services or Department of Children's Services or the Cabinet. It's a government entity that was required in 1962 to protect your children from neglect and abuse. They contacted social services, a mandate that required social services. And It was started in 1962 when it started. And it didn't have really meet in the rules until 1974. And there's been a lot of changes since that time. But it's very important, not to talk to them, not to give up your children, not to open doors. Um, there's lots of things that they do are bad. Anyway, I'm glad you joined us, Cheryl Boyd. I have no idea where you're from. If you could tell me the city or county, the state, or even the country, if you're from outside the United States. Quickly to talk, you can. It's 8 o'clock. I normally end my show. It's 8:02, but I do have to wrap down the show. I do have to end the show. And I'll be on again tomorrow at um, um, 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time. You're from California. Great. I don't know what part of California. Are you from the LA County, the Orange County, Kern County, San Diego County, San Bernardino County, Riverside County? I go on and on and on. There's San Mateo County, San Francisco County, Oakland County. I don't know where you're from, but I'd gladly try to help you about your CPS case. This is a place you can ask. We had earlier talked about getting legal insurance, how to pay for an attorney that you have to hire. So we do talk about other things related to it. We talk about how to take care of our children, and that if you do get contacted, what to do and what not to do. But it's all part of you. Like we have Cruella from Oxnard, California, in Ventura County, who's trying to get back her two little babies and stay in a home. And right now they're trying to evict her out of her mom's home. Her brother is. Her mom is missing, so we don't know where her mom is. But it's a warm welcome, and California is a tough state to have a CPS matter because a lot of the counties are very corrupt. I know for a fact that the Orange County is very corrupt. That was the county my case was in. And it was a bad experience. My case was. Well, um, I guess Cheryl Boyd, if you want to talk more, I'll be on again tomorrow morning at 10. Cruella, thank you for the heart. And the thumbs up came from Christina Reynosa. Thank you, Christina Reynosa from Las Vegas, Nevada. She's one of my regular routines there. Well, happy birthday to your mom. Happy birthday to your mom. You're a very sweet person, Cruella. It was a pleasure meeting you, Cheryl Boyd from California. I have no idea where you're from in California, but at least I know you're from California. So tonight we had two Californians, Cruella and Cheryl Boyd. And thank you both. We also have Christina Reynoso from Las Vegas. That's been the backdrop tonight. So I want to thank you all for coming in here. There'll be a brief message from my attorney at the end of the show. I'm going to put on a very important banner there. It's called Doge. Doge is something that is your last resort. You can write to them, call them, look on the website, and they'll help you. They'll help you. Those are direct lines in there. So, and Diane from Illinois just thanked me too. She talked to me this morning. So I'll be here. I'm always here. I care about you. You guys are my family. So if you come here every night, you're becoming my family. So listen to the brief message from Vincent Davis. It's at the conclusion when I sign off. So keep fighting for your child. Don't give up. Come here for encouragement and questions to be answered. And God bless you. And good night. And this is Bob Pace signing off till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last